Good afternoon. I'm really pleased to share with you the progress we're making to build a learn and work ecosystem library. Today's session will demonstrate the new web-based library and the sister initiative, Credential as You Go. The growth of the library has been rapid over the past 2 years. The next several slides will hit some of the high points. Since we know this graphic is too small to read, it is available at the library newsroom if you'd like to take a look at it later. In planning for the library, we conducted 2 studies at George Washington University. The first occurred 2 summers ago. An informatics graduate student reviewed 18 websites of key intermediaries that are working in the learn and work ecosystem to see if she could define terms commonly used in the learn and work ecosystem at those sites, identify whether there were referrals to other sites for more information, and identify generally what the sites covered. Among our takeaways, there were few referrals going on, there were few definitions of key terms, and many of the websites were surprisingly difficult to navigate through. A few didn't even have a search bar, for example, and many did not appear to have recently been updated. The second study surveyed experts in the learn and work ecosystem. We asked folks to rate the importance of areas that might constitute key categories or building blocks of the learn and work ecosystem, and also to rate the importance of a number of subcategories within the ecosystem. Our key finding, most of the topics were rated as important. Based on our research, we're defining the learn and work ecosystem as a connected system of formal and informal learning, education and training, and work. Although others may define the ecosystem in different ways, we're seeing the ecosystem at the library as composed of many building blocks to include the 12 identified here: the credential providers, the employers that hire people, the career advising and navigation systems, the quality and standard systems, the verification systems, policy, and so forth. So this is the typology you'll find when you visit the library. The library has a dual role to support both Credential as You Go, which has increasing needs for information on how to transform the current credentialing system to a fairer system, calling on all the building blocks in the ecosystem, and to support the many other efforts that are working to improve the learn and work ecosystem. Credential as You Go is a national initiative working to transform the current degree-centric system to a nationally recognized incremental credentialing system that's better designed to meet mid-21st century workforce needs and open opportunities for all learners. In the next slide, I'll show you a short movie about Credential as You Go. The aim of the library then is to provide information to the many folks that are working on incremental credentialing, as well as many others working to strengthen the learn and work ecosystem.
Our current education system relies solely on degrees that are expensive and time-consuming, often leaving many students burdened with debt. In fact, over 40 million Americans attend college, accumulate credits, but never attain a credential. This is unacceptable. What if our degree-centric system began to recognize learning as you go? What if we were to build an incremental credentialing system? One that recognizes learning in smaller increments, milestones along the way. Introducing Credential as You Go, a national movement aimed at transforming our degree-centric system into an incremental one. We believe this is not only necessary but entirely achievable. Why? Because our current credential system doesn't work. Because the workforce demands of the 21st century have evolved. Because our current system doesn't work for all Americans equitably. Credential as You Go's mission is to facilitate the development of a nationally adopted incremental credentialing ecosystem that improves education and employment outcomes for all learners. We started work in 3 states: Colorado, New York, and North Carolina, and we are rapidly expanding across the country. Our work in the following 9 main areas is all towards the effort: to offer many paths to sustainable jobs through education and career guidance, To help the more than 40 million who have fallen out of our system with no credential to recognize their learning. To help those currently in our system who need better options. To help employers expand the range of skilled candidates. To prepare for dynamic changes in the workforce. We are not in this movement alone. Our National Advisory Board of more than 130 leaders is helping to guide our work. We've expanded to over 50 partners, including state systems of higher education, colleges and universities, and credentialing bodies in a network to learn from one another and accelerate the incremental credentialing movement. And we're collaborating with others working to improve the learn and work ecosystem. Join us in this movement to make incremental credentialing the way of the future.
Over the past decade, hundreds of initiatives have been launched to improve the nation's rapidly changing learn and work ecosystem. This has created a highly decentralized, often disconnected system that many of us struggle to understand. Today's system lacks an organized source of information. Where do we go to answer our questions? Often, we turn to our informal networks. At the exact point when problem solving is needed, work is slowed due to the ways we have to find information. People new to the work often have no idea who to call or where to find what they're looking for. In a time abundant with technology, there is no convenient library of linked information that is historical, recent, complete, and curated. The Learn and Work Ecosystem Library is here to help with these issues. The library is based on a wiki model of organization. To create alignment among the many areas of the ecosystem, the library contains 4 main sections. The Knowledge section, which includes the key components and the many subcomponents of the ecosystem. Initiatives, the key projects that are working to improve the Learn and Work ecosystem. Alliances and intermediaries, a list of organizations that are focused on components of the ecosystem. An archive of historical documents and websites that still have valuable information, especially for researchers. The library website has numerous sorting and organizing options. Let's say that you would like to take a look at initiatives currently working to improve the career navigation component of the ecosystem. All you need to do is click the Initiatives block for career navigation to see the projects underway and sort and filter the results using the top checkbox options. Another intuitive feature of the library is a dynamic search function. This allows users to begin typing into the search box, and suggested content, pages, and resources will be populated. The ability to feature and organize content within this suggested box will be available to the library. The system will also log all searches, so over time, the library will be able to suggest the most popular searches to future users. The library also has many interconnected resources and gives the user automated links to more information. For example, if you were to see the word credentialing anywhere on the website, the library will lead you to the credential subcomponent page. To make it easier to search the growing body of information at the library, users will be able to identify what type of stakeholder they are, like a policymaker, an employer, or a credential provider. The library will suggest content that may be of particular interest to specific stakeholder groups. Throughout the site, you have ample opportunity to identify information to add or revise. You can request an edit to any entry. Simply fill in your first and last name, your email address, and what needs to be edited. The library staff will review the entries and make necessary corrections. Now that you know a little more about how the Learn and Work Ecosystem Library works, it's time to turn to you. We are eager to hear your thoughts. We ask that you navigate through it and let us know what you would like to see added or changed. We need you to help us build a library that works for the many diverse stakeholders seeking information.
The library launched last December and within the first day had 668 individuals stop by to check it out. This gives you a sense of the growth in users which has occurred with very little marketing in less than a year. We've held off actually on marketing because we've been working to keep adding content and improve the library's search capacities. You can see the growth in content since last December, more than doubling, especially in the number of initiatives included and the organizations that are working in the Learn and Work ecosystem. These will keep growing, of course, as the library continues to evolve. If you don't see your efforts in the library, there are forms easily accessible as you saw in the movie, so please send us your suggestions or revisions if you see inaccuracies in content that is already there. There are major improvements in the library coming soon. First, there will be an announcement about our new librarian, and the front page, plus several of the inside pages, will have a new design to add more sophisticated search capacities, including maps of how information is related. We're also adding an index to make it easier to search by topics. So if you visit the library now, you'll see the current look, and in a few weeks, you'll see the new look. There are many ways to use the library. If you're looking for examples of career navigation projects, ask the library. If you want a definition of skills-based hiring or what applicant tracking systems are, ask the library's glossary. If you want to know what efforts may be going on in micro-credentialing in other nations, ask the library. If you want to learn more about the various digital platforms out there, ask the library. And if you're a grant-funded project that is losing your funding and cannot keep your website updated or even live, contact the library and see if you can have it moved to the library's archive, which wants to collect good information and make it available to others who may want access to that over time, like researchers and journalists. The library is not meant to be an exhaustive or final source for information, but a get started and identify where you go next. We will provide you links to other websites and references, and if you cannot find what you're looking for, we'll have a librarian who will help you. If you'd like to add the library widget to your website to make it easier for your users to find the library, we have a widget you can add. Contact us and we'll work with you to provide the information you need. Thank you so much for joining us to learn about the Learn and Work Ecosystem Library. We hope we'll see you at the library soon and often, and please let us know how we can make the library more useful for your information needs. And of course, feel free to share this link and information about the library with your colleagues.